Welcome back, folks. Here we are. We're kind of getting picked up where we left off on the previous video. I haven't really touched this thing much. We'll get to that as soon as we get the engine in the fox body. So we threw the front clip on, and we'll kind of go through how we're going to put the tube on the front, and then yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it. We'll get the tube on it, and then we'll kind of hop over. I'll get a bung welded in this oil pan, and then try to get this thing. I just got to swap bearings in it, main bearings and rod bearings. So yeah, we will get that all swapped out and then keep moving. We'll try to get this fucking engine in here pretty shortly. So yeah, so just a quick. So all we have right now is these front bolts in. The body lines actually don't look bad. This one's kind of funky, but that's because the bottom is out. So I mean, that's really close to where it's going to sit level wise. Just try to get the front end the best we can. The other side pretty close too. But so that's essentially where the front end is going to go. We will get these damn dogs out of the way. I'll measure pretty much from here to right under the bumper there on both sides, which probably around 30 inches roughly. And we'll do our frame rails first on both sides, and then we will grab these bends that I have laying around and use those to come from here around and down onto the rail. So and there we have them. They're kind of in there just chilling where they're pretty close. So typically, guys, I use a Digi-Level. This is a Johnson. I don't even remember where I got it, but I'll usually run these. Classic obnoxious click of a fox door handles. Classic. I'm gonna pull this. Just pull this up for now. There's like some adhesive shit. Fuck, I shouldn't have done that. So I will typically make sure you're on good metal, and we're headed up, if I don't touch the car, 3.2 degrees, right? So I'll match the rails with that. That makes them always right, no matter what the car looks like it's doing. They pretty much need to match those. So aside from that, when I typically do these, fuck, did my tape measure go? Of course, it's on the floor. So I'll put a center mark on here. So let's say, you know, we want 34 to be center. I'll run 34 center. Knock it off, pup. I'll run 34 center on the front end, and then the easiest way to get them square is to measure diagonally, right? I don't know how often you guys have to do that, but you should essentially get, you know, you got to pick the same exact reference point. Make sure your reference points on the ends are, you know, correlate to each other, and then both ways. So I'll measure from the center of the end of the tube up here, you know, back to the center of the end of that one, and then make sure they're exactly right. We got those burned on there. I don't know how well you guys can see on the camera, but it turned out pretty nice. So these, you can kind of tell, I don't like the bend on them. is what I'm trying to say here. So it's probably got, I don't know, mate, this is really hard to do with one arm here, but these are probably like a 30 or something, I guess, roughly. Fuck my stuff on. So it needs more of like a 90. Like this radius is not tight enough. This is only, I would guess, like a 30 probably. You can kind of see it. Like, look at how long that diagonal part is. I don't like that. I want that bend to be more up by the corner light there on the front bumper. So we're gonna throw these in the bender and put like 10-20 degrees on them and see how they look in there. So I just got it set at 60 there. You guys can see, easiest way. So I'm feeling we should just run it at 60 and send it. I mean, that would look the most. I never really checked the other ones I've done. I think my car is probably pretty close to 60s. But yeah, the 45s just weren't enough. So we'll do 60 and we'll get them cut and put in here. Alright guys, and we're back. I got a marker in my mouth there. I'm gonna get this kind of show you guys what I'm gonna do. Squeak that up in there. Shit. Okay, so essentially I'm gonna hold it where I want it. On both sides. That's the bottom. That's the top. And then I'm gonna make a mark. I'm gonna ride the marker on that plate. Perfectly how it sits. We'll get these both marked just like that. I'm gonna do the same down here. I'm just gonna put the marker on that frame rail tube and just slide it right across the tube that we're gonna cut. So there we have those on, guys. They're just fit up for now. You can kind of see what we got going on there. Still got to get welded, but that should do on both sides. And then we'll use 1/4 inch round stock or so, something like that, and then some tabs. Obviously there's gonna be 2 on each side. That should be pretty easy to do. And then I haven't decided how I want to run the bar from here around and over yet. We'll see. I mean, obviously I've put several of these kits on. I know they usually use like I would say like a 3/4 inch round tube with 2 like 30s on the ends, and then it kind of bolts to your main tube there off the frame rail. But yeah, those are all fit up for there, and then we're gonna switch gears. I got the boy this weekend, so drug them out here. We're gonna get this crank cleaned up and put this crank in. Those are the new bearings. These are 20 overs for this crank because I actually measured it this time. What do you think, buddy? Is it gonna work this time?
No.
It better fucking work this time. So yeah, we're gonna get this pulled apart really quick, get that crank swapped in, and then try to get this fucking motor together. And there's it put together, guys. I still gotta torque the heads, but I'm waiting on pump, pickup, timing gears, chain, a couple other things that I can't think of right now. Just a couple basic shit. So yeah, kind of got that thrown together. Torque the heads, and we will move over here. Alright guys, we'll go through this little hoop for our radiator here. I measured in between here from center of bar to center of bar for the rails. That'll be 33 inches, so just kind of do a quick rundown here. There's our 33 inches there. I typically run from center of everything all the time. I cooked up a little cheater here. Essentially I put this in the bender and bent to 90. This is our start of the bend here, so then I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. So roughly 8.5 inches of material. I just marked them 1 inch increments before I put it in the bender. And then I measured from where the bend starts to where the strap is on the bender. The die itself says right on it, it's a 5.5 inch centerline radius. So I can hold that on center here. And then I use my square here to measure over 5.5. I get the start of bend there. There's also kind of a couple different ways you can reference it on the die. But yeah, then I measure back to my strap or my tube stay, whatever you want to call it. People call it different shit. Just is an easier reference line rather than trying to line up one of these marks. Oh yeah, guys, I'm an idiot. It's 7. I know I said 5, but I was not thinking correctly, obviously. But just recap that. I just had me on the spot there. So yeah, I mean, that's what you get. So 7 here, plus from the strap to center of bend is 4, and then we add our center line radius, which is 5.5, and that gets us to our center. So obviously from the center out roughly is 16.5. If I can hold the tape measure on there right. I don't know if you guys can see very well. So 16.5 on both sides. So that will give us obviously our 33. And another quick note, guys, obviously lined up our strap line. It's kind of hard to see it right there, but you can see it. Remember, always double check your die, right? How level it is. That one's touching the third bubble on the left. So we want to match that back here, right? Otherwise it's going to be a little cattywampus, whatever you want to call it. They're going to be kind of tweaked. You know, one's going to be down and one's going to be up, etc. So always match your bends with your die. That's going to be the easiest way to make sure shit's right. So let's roll. And there we have it, team. She's all bent up. I will do a quick cope on the bottom of this and we'll get her stuck on the bottom. Just run this through with you guys really quick. Quick way to cope shit, at least for personal shit, so I don't have to fuck around in the bender. So obviously this is the right length. I had it cut down so our long sides are here. So essentially what I'm going to do on both sides is I can eye up, let's say, what is it, 11/16 I think it is a third of, that's probably half. Let's go like here, and then we'll make a line here, straight up and down, kind of with the turn, and then if you guys can see, I'll mark it like this. That'll be our center point. Okay, so then we'll go here, try to do this and hold the camera, guys, and the heater's running. So there's that's our cut lines right there. Sorry, I might have had it low. Same thing on this side. That's what they look like, guys, after. I know I fucking nicked this one up like an idiot. I can buff that out though. But essentially, that's what they look like when you hit them with the cutting wheel. Both of them are the exact same. This is just literally, I didn't doctor them up either. This ear's a little longer, but roughly on my lines, this ear or this throat here is a little bit up higher, which is fine. I'll hit that with that tiger paw and it'll take me like fucking 2 minutes to clean these up, and they'll look identical and they'll fit great. So it's just kind of a shortcut rather than using the notcher or whatever notcher you have. I like doing it this way, obviously, when I can, but customer shit is, I obviously need a little bit better fit up, but for my shit, I don't mind. I just fly through this. So yeah, let's get back to fitting this sucker. Alright guys, I got these bolted on here, as you can see. I'm just gonna get a quick little degree here, just so we can kind of tell, because we gotta hit, what I'm gonna do is take that round stock and just run from here, up, bend, straight across here, bend, back down, right? So, pretty simple. It comes out to about 28 degrees. So I just lock this with this little button here. And then, other thing I'll do really quick is I'm gonna measure kind of where I want my bend. And we'll say 8 inches. I want it to try to save material. We'll try to get that bend as close to the bracket on the bumper as possible. And then obviously it'll be the same here. There it should be if we're close. We'll kind of even things out, so roughly about 8 inches on both sides with a little extra. So this, I just measured in 8 inches on both sides and put a mark there. We'll throw it in the vise and we'll just bend it in the vise. And then obviously this is locked how it should be. So then we can just bend it until it fits this. And then the other thing we'll do is, oh, that's why it's off. I just noticed that I didn't measure this side before. Obviously you guys seen, I was like, oh shoot, you know, I'm not gonna say that, but this little thing is actually right up to the marker light here. So this part, I don't even know what the fuck that's for. But this side, the hood is, or the bumper mount's actually on this. So instead of mounting the bumper mount on this, they mounted it on here. So that's why we have an additional like 2 inches right there. So that makes sense. There we have it, guys. There's the round stock kind of half-ass tacked in. You guys can see for I think, what size did I do? I think it's 1/4 inch. It's actually pretty stout. I was a little worried on my car. I think I used 5/16. On this thing, I decided to go with 1/4 inch. That's what they had at Home Depot. So, yeah, it actually wasn't bad. It's pretty stout. I mean, I might add another little gusset here or there. The radiator mounting and now going to be the intercooler mounting will be done probably on a later video. All this shit on the top has to get welded out. The bottom has to get welded out. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you guys. That's kind of how I burn those tabs on both sides. And then, like I said, it's all got to get welded. But you guys get the hint. It's not going to take me very long to weld it at all. And there's the oil bung that I didn't plan on putting in. I wanted to go blower with this deal, but my buddy was getting rid of an On3 kit that I just couldn't pass up on. So Zeke, I blame you. Otherwise I would have I really want a supercharger on it, but for the price, he gave me a hell of a deal on it. And then obviously I'm going to get rid of these. So I don't know if anybody's looking for a set of long tubes for a small block. And then the T5. So I got the rest of the parts for this guy. Yeah, so there's the rest of the parts for that. I gotta throw the timing set on, the pan on, pickup, pump, torque the heads, throw the trans on, and get it in the car. And then, yeah, I just wanted to get caught back up with you guys. That's kind of what it looks like tacked up. So, yeah, right now I'm still trying to hammer it on the foxbody. I want to get the Fox really close. I kind of want to get them both where it's primarily just wiring that's left. So then I can kind of fucking fiddle around with putting the holly harness in this thing, which shouldn't really be bad. It's already had a holly harness in it. So, I mean, it should be literally plug and play. There shouldn't be much to it. I'm going to route it exactly how it's routed for now, just to get the thing running. And that thing still has factory wiring in it. I just picked up a stock ECU. Initially I'm gonna put it on probably 5 pounds on the gate and just run it like that. And I haven't decided how I want to tune it yet. Like I said, it's not gonna be max effort. You know, I don't want to blow it up or run it hard or I just want it to be a cruiser this year. So I just wanted to get you caught up on that tube front end and kind of where we're at with the motor and that sort of shit. I will get back with you guys as soon as I kind of get everything set up and get the drivetrain back in. I might time lapse that on the next video, just throwing it in and getting everything kind of buttoned up. And then kind of go over some of the different things I want to change with wiring on this. I'd like to put a manual reservoir and brake deal on the Fox. But aside from that, yeah, they're both coming together. So like I said earlier, it's getting kind of warm out. It's snowing again today, of course. It's fucking 20 degrees again, but it was 50 last week, and we're going to start slowly getting back into the 50s randomly here, and then all of a sudden it's going to be sunny and 65. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks much.